My sister and her fiancé laughed at me for helping them financially, so I cut them off, and everything changed overnight. Hey guys! Before we dive into today's story, quick favor, if you enjoy our content, please hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, takes just a second, and really helps us keep the channel going strong. Thanks a ton for the support. Alright, let's get into it. So here's the deal. I was the one sending money to my sister and her boyfriend every month. Not the other way around. For 3 whole years, I was giving them $1,250 a month to help with their mortgage and bills. It all started when Emily and her boyfriend Ryan were drowning in debt. They never actually asked for help, they're both too proud for that, but I knew they were struggling, so I stepped up. I had just started teaching at a high school. The pay wasn't amazing, but I was single, no kids, and figured I could help for a little while. That's what family does, right? Well, that little while turned into months, and then years. 1 month became 6, then 12, and before I knew it, I'd been sending them money for 3 straight years. During that time, I totally changed my lifestyle. No vacations, no splurging. I lived super cheap just so I could keep helping them out. And honestly, I never complained. I really thought I was doing the right thing. Family first. Then one day, they announced they were getting married. I thought, great. Maybe they're finally doing better and won't need help anymore. But nope. Emily actually called and asked if I could help pay for the wedding. I just sat there, holding the phone, speechless. Finally I said, Emily, I already send you $1,250 every month. I can't give any more. She went quiet. I don't know what kind of answer she expected, but I had to draw a line somewhere. Fast forward a couple of months, my dad's birthday. The whole family got together at Margaret's house. It was one of those big gatherings, tons of food, kids running around, the usual family chaos. Emily and Ryan showed up acting super chill, like they didn't have a care in the world. Everything seemed normal. Toward the end of the night, Margaret came up and quietly asked if we could step outside for a second. I didn't think much of it. She's known for pulling people aside for little chats. I figured she was going to ask when I'm finally getting married or something like that. But once we were alone, she looked serious. She made sure no one could hear, then hit me with something that made my stomach drop. They laugh at you, she said. I blinked. Wait, who? Emily and Ryan. She nodded. They make fun of you when you're not around. They say you're stuck, that you'll never have a family, and that you're just wasting your money taking care of them. They laugh about how much you sacrifice while you live alone and work yourself to the bone. I just stood there, completely frozen. I had spent 3 years helping them, thinking I was doing something good. And all this time, they were making fun of me behind my back? Margaret gave me this sad smile. You've got a good heart, Ethan. But you don't have to let people take advantage of it. I nodded, still in shock. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to make a scene or ruin the party. So I walked back inside, smiled like nothing was wrong, and even toasted with Ryan. But inside, everything had changed. They thought I was a joke. Cool. Let's see how funny it is when the money stops. I didn't yell. I didn't lose my cool. But they were about to learn the hard way not to mess with me. After my dad's birthday, I kept it calm. No yelling. No drama. I was just going to be smart about it. They were about to find out I'm not someone you walk all over. That next morning, I woke up early, still hearing Margaret's voice in my head. A big part of me wanted to call Emily and let her have it. But I didn't. I just went about my usual day. Coffee, lesson planning, grading papers, pretending everything was normal. About a week later, Emily called me. She sounded all cheerful, like everything was fine. Turns out, Ryan's hours had been cut at work, and Emily was having trouble paying off people for the wedding. I figured they'd manage on their own now. But nope, they tried hitting up other relatives for money instead. Didn't go as planned. My mom let it slip to one of her sisters that I'd been helping Emily and Ryan financially for years. And as families do, word spread fast. Before long, everyone knew. Linda, our no-nonsense cousin, called Emily out at a family gathering I didn't even attend. You let Ethan pay your bills for 3 years, and now you're acting like you're the victim? Seriously. Later that day, Emily called me, furious. "What the hell, Ethan? Did you tell everyone about the money?" I stayed calm. "Nope. You did this to yourself. Do you even realize how bad this makes me look?" "Emily," I said, "you should be more worried about why you thought treating me like a joke was okay." She went quiet. No comeback. I thought that was the end of it. But Ryan clearly had other plans. A few days later, he showed up at my school, just waiting for me in the parking lot. He was trying to stay cool, but his face gave it away. He was mad. "Ethan, we need to talk," he said. "About what?" "Emily's been crying a lot. People are turning on us. We just want to make things right." "Oh, now you want to fix things? After taking my money for 3 years and mocking me behind my back?" Ryan clenched his jaw. "You're acting like we meant to hurt you." I shot back. "Really? So mocking someone who was literally keeping your lights on wasn't meant to be hurtful?" He had nothing. Just mumbled something about a misunderstanding and walked off. That night, I got a call from my dad, rare when it comes to family drama. So I knew it was serious. "Ethan," he said, "I had a long talk with Emily and Ryan. They're struggling, and they regret what they did." I shrugged it off. "That's nice. But I'm not interested in fixing anything. They made their bed." He sighed. "You're not wrong. You've done more than enough. But maybe just talk to them. Clear the air." I told him I'd think about it, but truthfully, I wasn't ready. Not after everything they'd pulled. Then, about a week later, I got something surprising in the mail, a handwritten note from Emily, inviting me to a coffee shop near their place for a family meeting. I almost tossed it, but curiosity got the better of me. When I walked in, the place was mostly empty. Emily had that too-sweet smile on, and Ryan looked like he wanted to be anywhere else. "Thanks for coming," Emily said. "Sure," I said flatly. "What's this about?" She took a deep breath. "We just want to say we're sorry. We shouldn't have said those things. It was wrong." Ryan nodded. "We were stressed and made some stupid jokes. We didn't mean it." I leaned back in my chair. The whole thing felt rehearsed. "Let me ask you this. If Margaret hadn't told me what you said, would you even be apologizing right now?" They paused. Emily looked at Ryan. He jumped in. "Of course we would've, eventually." I laughed. "Right. Sure." Then came the real reason I was there. "Ethan," Emily said, "we need a favor." There it was. "You need money," I said. "Not exactly," she said. "We need you to co-sign a loan." I stared at her. "You're kidding." Ryan jumped in. "It's just to help us qualify. We'll make the payments, we promise." I couldn't believe it. "You really think I'd put my name on a loan after everything? We're trying to fix things." Emily snapped. "No," I said. "You fix things by taking responsibility, not asking for more handouts." Ryan slammed his hand on the table. "We're family, Ethan." "Exactly," I said. "And family doesn't use each other." I left without another word. But it wasn't over. A few days later, Margaret called me in a panic. "Ethan, you need to come over." "No." She handed me an envelope. Inside was a letter from a lawyer. Emily and Ryan were trying to claim a bigger piece of the family trust fund, saying I'd hidden it from them. "You've got to be kidding," I said. "They're desperate," Margaret said. "But this is low. Even for them." I was done. Then came the twist. A lawyer representing Emily and Ryan called me the next day. Sounded weirdly apologetic. "They've decided to drop the lawsuit," he said. "They'd rather settle things privately." I was confused, until Linda told me what really happened. Turns out someone anonymously reported Ryan for stealing at work. He got fired. And with their horrible credit, the loan they wanted? Denied. Karma came knocking. I didn't have to lift a finger. Then, just when I thought the drama was over, Emily texted. "We need to talk. Please." I ignored it. That evening, I pulled into my apartment lot, and there she was, pacing. I got out of the car. "What do you want, Emily?" She looked flustered. I didn't know Ryan was going to take it that far with the lawyer. I swear. He panicked. I scoffed. Panicked. You were both perfectly fine trying to screw me over with the trust fund. Emily dropped her gaze. She didn't even try to deny it. I'm sorry, okay, she said, voice low. We've just been under so much pressure. The wedding, the house, everything's falling apart. I shook my head slowly. You know whose fault that is, right? Maybe if you hadn't relied on me all those years, you wouldn't be in this mess. She flinched, but to my surprise, she didn't argue. You're right, she whispered. But I don't have anyone else to turn to. I looked at her, stunned. You still don't get it. I spent years helping you, gave you money, gave you time, and you made fun of me behind my back. And now you want me to rescue you again. Ethan, we're family, she said, barely above a whisper. We're supposed to support each other. I stared at her. Oh, really? Where was that support when you and Ryan were laughing at me? When you tried to take something that didn't belong to you? She stayed silent. No excuses this time. I let out a long breath. Emily, this is it. No more money. No more trust fund. No more favors. I'm done with both of you. Her eyes widened. You can't just shut me out like that. We're family. I turned away. Watch me. And I walked off. It hurt more than I expected, but I knew it was the right call. The next day, Margaret called. Word had gotten around, fast as usual. Ethan, she said gently, I need you to know something. I've decided not to talk to Emily or Ryan anymore. At least, not for now. I was quiet. Margaret, you don't have to do that because of me. I do, she said, firm and clear. You were kind. You gave, and they betrayed you. If they can't respect you, they don't respect me either. They crossed a line, and I'm not going to pretend they didn't. Hearing that meant more than I could explain. A few weeks later, I ran into Linda at the grocery store. She pulled me aside with a knowing look. Hey, I heard everything. Just wanted to say, I'm proud of you. I blinked. Proud. She smiled. Yeah. You finally stood up for yourself. Emily's always known how to push buttons, but you didn't let her get to you this time. I gave a small laugh. It wasn't easy. But I couldn't keep living like that. You did the right thing, she said. Then she added with a smirk, oh, and you should call Margaret. She's making some updates to the trust fund. That definitely got my attention. When I visited Margaret a few days later, she didn't waste any time. I talked to the lawyer, she said. From now on, if Emily and Ryan can't prove they're responsible and respectful, they won't get a cent. I'm giving them a chance to change, but if they don't, their share will be split between you and the other cousins. I was stunned. Margaret, you don't have to do that. I don't even care about the money. She smiled. I know. That's exactly why you deserve it. After that, I cut all ties with Emily and Ryan. No calls. No texts. Blocked their numbers. No more family drama. And honestly, life got a whole lot lighter. I hadn't realized how much stress I'd been carrying around until it was gone. Then came the final twist. I later found out Ryan had officially lost his job and moved out. Their relationship didn't survive the fallout. Emily ended up back at her mom's place. I didn't celebrate their mess. But yeah, the irony wasn't lost on me.